Here we go.
Okay, everybody, we're having some technical issues. I'm so sorry. We're trying to figure out what is happening. So please bear with me just a minute here. I should not be live on SCT anymore. Let me go and look. Please bear with me. I'm so sorry. We just need a few minutes. I just had to make sure we're not in the wrong place as well as the right place. Yeah, it looks like the SCT one is not live now. Okay, so I think we're okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, Linnea says, can see and hear you on LDRS, YouTube, and Facebook.
Okay, good, but nothing on SCT, right?
That's what she said.
Okay. Oh my goodness, what a fiasco. I don't know what happened. We use some of the streaming stuff that we use. One of them didn't update today, and I didn't know what it impacted. I didn't think it impacted anything. And when we went live 20 minutes ago, we went live to the wrong place. And Alan, I need you to refresh the comments up here. I don't see the comments. Okay. So I'm going to start over. We're running late now. I'm so sorry, everybody. Oh my goodness. Thank you, everybody, for being so patient and for joining us here. As soon as Alan puts the comments up, I will be able to I'll be able to welcome each of you here. Oh my God, I'm sweating. I hate it when we have issues like this. Oh, why is this on? Okay. Okay, so yes, okay, on YouTube, it's good now. Hi, everybody. So hello to Cheryl and Angel. Myrn is here, Dawn is here, and Tracy, Gail, Linda, Patricia Dunbar, Teresa Jarvis, Cindy Patty, Jennifer Tremblay, Cheryl from Ohio, Sharman, hey girl. Barbara Cohn, Terry Andrews, Cassie, hi, Cassie. I'm so happy I'm here too. Hello to Sandy and everybody coming in. Oh my goodness! So thank you guys for being so patient. It's so I'm literally sweating. You know, to go live on somebody else's YouTube channel just out of nowhere is not a good thing. So oh my gosh. Somehow, whatever. So, okay, so tonight we're going to be doing some letterpress. I'm actually going to do letterpress and foil, and I'm going to be coloring a little bit with some Copic markers. Oh, it's so good to see everybody coming in. All right, this is working much better now. Thank you. Yes, Sharon, you're late, but you're not late because we're late because we had some tech problems. So we're all good. Today was a day to be late, right?
I couldn't hear the sound because my volume was off.
Alan said he couldn't hear the sound because his volume was up. Yes, I'm sure my face is flushed. I'm literally sweating because for the last 20 minutes we've been trying to figure out what is going on. I'll tell you, this has been a bad day. This has just all around been a day of hiccups, and you know, I guess it's kind of nice if you look on the bright side. You kind of get it all over with all in one shot, so that's good. All right, so we are going to do some crafting today. I do want to remind everybody, if you are in Canada and you are near or within driving distance of Scrapbook Central, I am going to be flying in there tomorrow. I'm going to be there all afternoon tomorrow at Scrapbook Central there in the Montreal area in Canada. I'm going to be there all afternoon tomorrow and then all day on Saturday. We're doing all kinds of fun demos and make and takes and all kinds of fun stuff. So I would love to see you there if you can join. Don't forget, we do have a giveaway going on at some point during this live. We're going to try not to do movie trivia, so we got to come up with something else.
That was in the first 15 minutes. They didn't get it?
No, it was not in the first 15 minutes.
We have two things.
Hold on, scrub. What? You have two things. What?
We got the storage pockets in stock.
Ooh,
Both
Alan.
sizes.
Alan wants me to remind everybody we got the storage pockets restocked. They finally came in both the standard and the large size. So if you were waiting on those, they're in. And what else?
Hand-torn ovals.
Ooh, and the hand-torn ovals are back in stock. So good to know that we got those too. Awesome. Very, very cool. Let's see. I thought I saw a question. You know what? My day has turned around. I am here with you guys, so my day is looking up from here. Okay, so we're going to go overhead. It's already 7:22, and we've got crafting to do. No movie trivia because I never know the movies you mention. I'm so sorry. We're going to come up with something else. Okay, we'll figure something out. Maybe I'll ask you favorite things about me, like my favorite things, because you guys would all know those, right? You wouldn't. Okay. So let's see. Zoom in, Mr. Hunt. Please, please, please. Oh, Lynn says, so sad I'm in Canada, Toronto, 500 miles from Montreal. That's just a hop, skip, and a jump, isn't it? Okay. So, sorry about that noise. So here we've got going, who is that always does this when they're in and I said, I wish that person would stop. Oh, it's Luke Bryan. He's Luke Bryan. He's a country music celebrity singer guy. And we were watching a video, an interview, and the whole time he's going like this. And I'm like, please stop. It was like 10 minutes of him doing that. Okay, and now I'm doing it. Okay, so we're going to be working with the Happy Holidays press and foil plate, and I'm actually going to be doing some pressing and some foiling with it. Large, beautiful die, and then we have the Happy Holidays sentiment. You can see on the back that it comes with but we have the coordinating dies. And in the die set, you get the large die to cut the main image. You can also cut around the candle. And then we have the die plus the shadow die for the sentiment. And then we've also got the hand-torn arches that I'm going to be using. And the reason I pulled these three is this is the bundle that we created for you guys. If you haven't gotten it already, we still have some available. If you do have it, then feel free to craft along with me. Deetta, yes, love Luke Bryan. I agree. I just don't like when he claps into the microphone over and over again. And then often as I do, I decided to pull something else in too. And I decided to pull in the arches, and I'm going to be using that, I think, with the hand torn to show you how they nest in there beautifully. So a couple of things I've also kind of prepped. I haven't been prepping a lot lately, but today I did come into the studio, and I already did cut my hand torn arch out of this beautiful kind of almost cranberry red. And then instead of a white card base, I went with this really pretty green. I guess I could have just done a card topper and still done a white card base, which I'm not going to do because I don't have any card bases over here for me right now. So I'm just going to roll with what I've got going on. So the first thing we're going to start with, though, is going to be letterpress. I also have a bunch of hybrid inks and in a whole bunch of colors. But the first thing we're going to start with is letterpress. I'm not going to go over all of the details of letterpress because I've done that so many times. If you're new to letterpress, know that I do have, in a lot of videos, details about the letterpress. So I am going to work with the better press. The one thing I will always mention is that you use this instead of the dies, or I'm sorry, instead of the plates that come with your die cutting machine. All right, you do not use letterpress plates with the plates that come with your die cutting machine. You have to have a better press or compatible letterpress machine of some sort. And Mr. Hunt, my microphone just went a-flying. Where's the little piece where's the little magnet piece?
I don't know.
It's got to be somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, another technical issue. I have somehow just lost.
We're gonna fire you.
Yeah, you guys are just gonna like leave me. I don't know what's going on. I honestly don't know what's happening with me today.
Oh, found your magnet.
Did you find the magnet? Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Hunt. Misto. Okay, where is it?
It's right here.
You got it? No, it's all right. I can do without it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tape. Now I am going to use watercolor cardstock because, and it's our watercolor cardstock, even though I'm going to use Copics. But this is because with watercolor cardstock, it's a good heavy weight. It's going to give us a phenomenal impression. The fibers are going to move over. The cotton fibers are going to move over so that we get a really nice deep impression when we letterpress. So just going to give that a quick tape. And then I'm going to get my press plate out of here. Oh, we also got some of the, didn't we get some of the A2 watercolor paper packs back in too?
Yeah.
Yes, those came in stock as well.
Oh, I didn't know they were technically out of stock.
Okay. So on the press plate, the Better Press, you know, we have the little A2 spacer here. I'm going to turn this so I can make sure that, yeah, boy, the gremlins are playing with you today. You're right. I don't know what is happening with me today. All right, now I do know I'm going to use this thing and just move this puppy over a bit. Maybe I'm not. Oh, for goodness sakes. I'll tell you, the magnet is strong.
The force is strong with this one.
Yeah, the force is strong with this one. Okay, so I want to have that candle kind of in the center. And I want this whole thing to be a little bit lower than center. All right. Now, here's what I've done. I went ahead already and I letterpressed this whole thing in green. Okay, and this is basically what it looked like. Okay. I wanted to create masks. So then, can you use the Better Press with any die cutting machine? Agnes is asking. No, you cannot. For example, you cannot use it with the Empress or the Gemini. There's a list of there's a very long list of die cutting machines that you can use. I would recommend that you go to Spellbinder's website, and when you go to their Letterpress or Better Press area, they will have a link that gives you a whole list of die cutting machines that are compatible and those that are not. So, okay. So here's what I wanted to tell you. Use your glass magnets. I don't know what that is. Okay. What was I going to say here? Okay. So I went ahead and I already letterpressed it once, and then I die cut the center out because I wanted to create a mask. And then I trimmed around, I cut out the candle because I wanted to really easily be able to color my candle a different color. And I also wanted to just do the outer portion of it a different color as well. So this is how, now maybe you guys are doing it differently and that's fine, but this is how I did it. Or how I'm going to do it. Can you watercolor on the cotton watercolor paper? Absolutely you can. And if you use our inks, our hybrid inks, like I'm going to be using, then they're safe for watercolor paint as well as, you know, alcohol markers and all kinds of other mediums. So I'm just going to put this little mask, and notice I had to flip it upside down. So I turned it over because this is our reverse image. And now I've grabbed, or I'm going to grab, I've got two different greens. So I've got olive branch, evergreen, and then I'm also going to be using some of the coffee bean because I love playing with a bunch of different colors when I do stuff because it really gives a dramatic look. So I'm going to go ahead and ink up everything in these beautiful leaves in green. Go right over my mask. And just make sure I get everything in green. This is olive branch. Okay, make sure I get every little speck. And I'm just angling a little bit, angling my ink pad a little bit, I am going to go ahead and just get some of these little bits here where I've over inked just to clean up.
Should we take the ink off the tape?
No, not yet. Now I'm going to go in with, now that was Olive Branch, now I'm going in with Evergreen, and I'm going to get some darker areas in here. And I'm still keeping my, my little mask in place there, just to make sure that I don't get this green on the candle at all. I don't want it on the candle. Let me get a little bit on the tip of that. I'm just trying to get it kind of like on the tips and sides of some of the leaves. Now I'm going to go in with Coffee Bean and get some brown in there. Because I want to have a really cool kind of an aged look to this. And I'm hoping this is going to do it. Now I didn't cover everything. All right, so I'm going to get this off of here, just some of that over inking. Now I'm going to remove the little mask that I did. And I'm going to place this down. I'm going to run this through my Spellbinders Platinum. So that went through the Platinum die cutting machine. And we're going to see what happened. Look how cool that looks. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Leave that in place. Now I'm going to go in with the rest of my mask, and I'm going to cover up everything except for that candle. Okay? And I think I'm going to trim a teeny tiny little bit more on the inside right here.
Have you tried this yet?
Have I tried this yet?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm just wondering if we're...
You want to know if I'm spinning my wheels?
No, I'm wondering if we're flying without a net.
Alan wants to know if we're flying without a net. You're hilarious, Mr. Hunt.
No.
Okay. So now I'm going to tape this down. I want to cover anything. All right. I'm going to tape this down. Connie says, loving the masking tip. Well, I thought about this today, and I thought, I've got to be able to do this. It's got to work, right?
So the answer is no.
So now I've got a few colors. So I've got this golden, like, dandelion, Kiss Me Red, iced tea, and coffee bean. So let's go first with dandelion and really get this good and inky on that candle. Now, since it's a flame, I thought it would be fun if we had some red on that flame. Okay? And now I'm going to come in with some iced tea because I think that it would be kind of cool to have kind of an aged kind of a look to it here and there. And then a little bit of coffee bean just to kind of play for some shadow. Maybe even a tiny bit on the flame. All right, so let's see what happened. I got to remove my mask. Get that mask out of the way. And now I'm going to place this down and run this through my die cutting machine. Put this over here. And we'll see what happened. Now this is all done with our hybrid inks. The hybrid inks have a permanent quality about them. They are a mixed combination ink. Check that out, folks. How's that look? I think it looks pretty doggone cool. So this is an ink that you can use for letterpress. It's absolutely fantastic. It works beautifully on watercolor paper. It is not going to bleed on watercolor paper. You can also color with it with, like, you know, watercolors or pencils, alcohol markers, and so on. So, and you can stamp on just about any surface with it. So it really is a fantastic ink to use. So I've made a little bit of a mess here. I'm going to do just a little bit of cleanup. So I have my extreme clean and I'm dabbing this on. I can rub it on a smooth surface, but on a surface like a raised die, you want to dab it. So give this a quick clean. Let's see if I can move this over. There we go.
Yeah.
What?
CJ was asking where your mini stamp pads are.
Those sold out a long time ago. Long time ago. Okay. So that, I think, is all that we're going to do with letterpress tonight. So I'm going to set my masks aside. Let's get the tape off of that one. I love the mask idea. I think it's a really cool way of doing things, especially with something like this. It's all one press plate. So kind of masking sections off like that I think is really easy to do. And it just, I mean, wow, huh? Isn't that gorgeous? I could actually just use it like that. I don't have to go any further with it if I don't want. But I will. But I will. So from here, I thought that it would be fun to add, what? Do you like it? Mr. Hunt's looking at it. You like it?
Yeah.
I think it looks pretty cool. I could seriously use it just as it is. But
Oh, wait, there's more.
do you see this one? This is my sample. Do you like that better?
I can't see it.
I'm showing Alan my sample. I'm not going to show you guys. Do you like that better?
No.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play. You could leave it just like this if you want. But I thought I'm going to play a little bit. I'm going to fill some of this in because I want it to look kind of old. And so I grabbed a few Copic markers. So I happen to have G82. Okay. It's one of my Copic markers. E97, which is gorgeous for like tea stain, rusty look. And then G85 as well. So there's really pretty greens. And so I'm going to start with my lighter green. And let me make sure my hands, I feel like I have cleaner on my hands. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of fill in some of these areas so I don't have so much white in here. And I chose a lighter green so that I could have you know, a good just a different color of green. And I'm not going to fully color everything in. So we're still going to maintain that suggestion of shape with the leaves, which I think is really pretty. So I'm literally just kind of filling in some of the space here, not too heavily, working from the outside in, just for right now to bring a little more green in. And I think as we go through this, you're going to see why I'm doing it, because I think it's going to come together really nicely. In fact, I know it is because I did it once earlier. So just the suggestion here, I'm not doing real strong Copic coloring where I'm filling in all of the spaces. And I will be doing another couple of layers with some shadowing. But for right now, I'm just bringing some color in. I'm leaving that separation of space with some white in between the leaves, because I think that that's really important for this image to have that. So I'm just gonna, see how pretty that is? Just filling that little bit in. It just kind of goes pow. Did not know that. What was that question? Is water okay? I just don't have stamp cleaner. Yeah, you can certainly clean with water. You don't have to use stamp cleaner, but the stamp cleaner is really going to, it's an ink cleaner. So, you know, you could get excess off. I like to use the ink cleaner. Hold on, sorry. I like to use the ink cleaner just to get as much excess as I can off. We do sell the ink cleaner, and it's actually quite popular. And it goes a long way too, because it has a dauber. It goes a pretty long way. We should probably actually look at our inventory of that, Alan.
We have one case, one and a half case.
Yeah, but I don't know how many bottles are in a case.
I don't either.
Okay. All right. I'm going to come in here and just kind of slowly, gently work my way around. I do try and like have my strokes go in the same direction as the leaves a bit, because you can kind of see the strokes, and I think that if they're going against the leaves, it looks maybe a little odd. But you'll notice too that I turn my image instead of trying to rotate my hand around. Because I think that you get a more natural stroke if you have your hand comfortably placed when you're coloring. And then we have some over here. And then a couple over here. You can see this comes together pretty quickly. So again, if you don't want to do this part and you just want to work with the image as it was letterpressed, that is perfectly fine. This is just an extra little step that I like. Okay, I think I got them all. I think. All right, but look how much that really stands out now. And it's really, really pretty. So I was going to use this darker green, but I don't think I need to, because I put some brown around those edges there. But I do think I want to age it just ever so slightly, so I'm going to use my E97 just a teeny tiny little bit. And I'm going to bring some of that in. It's kind of a bit of a rusty color. And I'm literally just going to add some little bits here and there. I will blend this out, so don't worry. But it's just going to add that little bit of a rusty color here. I'm going to actually blend it out with that green that I just used. And it just kind of adds a little kind of glow of age underneath the green. See how much different that looks in those areas already? Just a little bit. I'm going to take a tiny little bit up the center here and then bring that up just to kind of strengthen those little shadowy areas. Not a lot, just a little bit. So just kind of add some around. Little tiny little strokes here and there. And then once you've done an area, just kind of come in and go over it with that light green. Just a little brush over it is going to deepen it a tiny bit. It gives that little bit of age. Drama. I don't like drama in my life, but I like it in my crafting. Get that little bit right there. How's that looking? It's just a little bit rustier over here on this side. I think it's really pretty.
Alicia Key is on.
Alicia Key?
Yeah.
We have an Alicia Key here?
Yeah, remember we were talking about her place in order.
We have a celebrity in the house. All right, let's go over this a tiny little bit. So you don't have to panic when you see that rust color go down, because we're going to cover it with that green. All right. Pick it up again and bring some of it in over here. Tiny little bits. Up the center. Little bits. All right. I think I missed a little area over here. All right, so let me go back in with my green. You can just really see it come to life, just a little bit at a time as we go over these areas. So pretty. Just little strokes. Darken in here a bit. Come up under here. On one side, I kind of stayed at one side a little bit. I do want to put a little bit right in the center here, and then right up that one. And now with the green, just to bring it back around. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Pretty! I'm going to do the same thing in here, ever so slightly. Just to bring a little more color and glow into that, just a tiny little bit. Okay? So that is it. Isn't that pretty? I love it. Okay, and easy to do. Very, very easy to do. All right, so next up, I need so if you remember, these dies are part of the bundle, and I used these dies to cut the mask, but I'm not going to use them to cut this image. Instead, I'm going to heat up my hot foil machine real quick, my glimmer, get that going. I just turned it on real quick. So instead, I'm going to tape, actually I'm going to do this so I can see it. Now I have my arch, and I'm going to position my arch, try and get this straight around it. All right. What, Alan? Are you coming over to die cut for me? You're so sweet.
I would try.
I appreciate it. I'm going to put tape on all 4 sides here because I want to make sure that it does not move. All right, so Mr. Hunt is going to run that through my die cutting machine for me. Woo! That was loud.
You're welcome.
All right. Set these aside for now. Peel this up real quick, gently. I always peel these up gently because I don't want to tear any of the color, if possible, from my image if I've taped over my image. And sometimes if you pull it off of there slowly, it does better. There we go. Okay. Let me put this die aside because we're done with it. And that. And so now this is what we have. And look how this fits right into the center. Isn't that so pretty? I love how that fits. I think it is just gorgeous. Gorgeous. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that directly down to that, that hand-torn arch. Now, if you noticed, we've designed our arches. Okay, so we have this new hand-torn arch, and then we also have a new scallop arch, and we designed them so that when you nest your standard arch into the scallop or the hand-torn, they're going to leave you that beautiful textured edge. In this case, the hand-torn, but the other case would be the scalloped edge. So you get to see that beautiful edge. So we're not covering it just by nesting. And this feels so wonderful. I love feeling that letterpress. It just feels so great. Isn't that pretty? Ah, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. And I just remembered I forgot to do something. That's okay. I'll still be able to do it. Not kinda. Okay. What else? Let's see. How about a sentiment? I need to find my sentiments. Here's my letterpress. Okay, so I'm going to hot foil this sentiment. This is not laying on here right. I gotta get this all set up in my, on its own insert. So I'm going to hot foil. This is some Nina Classic Crest Solar White. Alan, can you help me over here? Is that gonna come all the way over here? Can you lift that up? Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and cut a piece of this hot foil. Oh, I don't have my scissors. Can you grab my black scissors over there? Thank you. I have favorite scissors. These are my Tim Holtz scissors. Nothing against these, but I do not like cutting with these other than, I just think they're awkward, other than they're fantastic for cutting foil.
They're very precise and
They're so sharp.
sharp.
Yeah. Here, why don't you take that? Yep. Okay. So I'm going to lay my sentiment down. I'm going to kind of put it up toward the top a little bit so I don't waste too much paper. Lay that down. Oh, you bend it back just ever so slightly. I'm going to make sure it gets fully heated. Great, now I bent it too much. It was arched. You got to be really careful with these. It's just metal, so I want it to lay flat, and it was arched up a bit. Okay, so that has got to lay flat because it has to heat up. Yikes. It's not, it's like arched in the center, so that's not good. Ooh, sucker's getting hot. I guess that's what we want.
Maybe,
Maybe it is working.
let me take a look.
Okay, so I'm going to leave that sit there. See the little light? Oops, you can't see the light. I hit that little button there, the timer. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lay my foil pretty side down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I always mess that up. I'm going to lay my paper over it. And
In the right spot.
yeah, and I'm going to put these two down as well because I want that weight on
Don't you need
the die.
green on the top of it?
What?
Doesn't the green one go on top of the...
I don't know which, I don't think it matters. I don't think it knows which one goes first. I honestly don't know. I'm Italian, I don't read instructions first.
Well, I think you normally transfer your...
Yeah, you're right. I think I have this in the wrong direction or wrong order. I think I usually do put this one first. That's why I have so much foil over the top of it.
Right. All right,
So,
it's not...
okay, so the timer just stopped. It's solid now. It's no longer blinking. So we're going to pull this out and we're going to run this through the die cutting machine. And we're going to cross our fingers. I'm going to move this out of the way. Run it through, please.
Okay.
Just run it
Okay.
through. There you go. Okay. Let's hope I did it right. Did I do it backwards? Nope, I did it right. Okay. So now, why don't you take that,
You
Mr.
want
Hunt?
that off, or-
Yeah, you can take that and slide that off and put it over there. You can turn that off. So we're going to cross our fingers. It says Happy Holidays.
Does crossing your fingers work?
Look how pretty, y'all.
Yeah.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Da-da-da. Okay, Mr. Hunt,
Yes, ma'am.
I need the plates for die cutting. So I'm going to use this one right here. This is the little word die. And I'm going to do it this way because I like it to be facing me when I do it. And just lay that over. I'm going to cut this out. Just put that over it. All right. And run this through the die cutting machine.
Sorry.
There we go. There it is, it just popped out. So will you get that off of there for me? Thank you. Okay. So now here is my Happy Holidays. And I'm wondering, so this is how it's going to look, like right here. Isn't that so pretty? I'm going to pop that up, but I'm going to run it through a few times through, through the die cutting machine with just the white.
I can do that.
You can do that a few times for me and just white. Oops,
Yeah.
the die just moved. Okay, give me like maybe 3 of them. So Alan's going to run that through. Yes, it is wonderful. Everyone should have an Alan. I agree. Not that anybody said that, but that
need to
is.
get one.
I know you're thinking it. Okay, so on the back now, I'm going to pop this whole piece up on foam because I do like to have dimension on my card. And let me do that little off center. So this is Scotch foam, the foam that I always use, my favorite. It's about 3/4 inch, and it's only about a 1/16 of an inch thick, which I like because then it's not too bulky. Let me trim that little corner there. And I'm going to save that little piece. Thank you. Can you pop? Well, I'll pop them out.
Yeah, but my alarm went off.
What? Oh, you have an alarm going off?
Yes.
Okay.
You're late.
Okay, so I'm going to pop this up.
Oh. Sorry.
It's all right. Favorite scissors, foam tape, and Allen. You guys are so funny. Okay, first of all, let me go. I'm going to put this on here this way to see how much space I have from the top and the bottom, because that oval fits, or not oval, arch fits pretty doggone close to the bottom, so you can see. All right. So I'm going to bring this in right at the bottom. Just leave a little bit of green. And then right up to the top. So pretty. And now you can see Alan cut several of the Happy Holidays for me. I'm going to grab my glue and just adhere these. So I'm going to stack these, which is much easier to do than foam on little words like this. So it's going to give me the dimension that I want. And then it's also really nice when you look at it from the side, you don't end up seeing that foam underneath the little words. I like that it just looks like a really thick die cut. So that's 3. And the number that you would stack is going to be dependent upon, first of all, the look that you want, but also the thickness of your cardstock. So I'm using Neenah Classic Crest for this part here. Neenah Classic Crest Solar White, 110 pound. That's what I use for all of my card bases, for all of my stamping, for everything. I use it for everything except for when I watercolor or when I letterpress. Letterpress I always do on our watercolor paper. But this is nice and thick. You can see how nice that is now. And then now I can come in here and I can place it right here, and it looks so pretty. Just a beautiful Happy Holidays. Put a fair amount of adhesive on here now. And I'm just going to center that. Having that liquid adhesive under there also gives me a little bit of freedom of movement so that I can slide it from side to side, straighten it out if I need to, but I think it looks pretty good. There we go. So that's in a pretty gold foil. And then last thing I'm going to do is give it some jewelry. We're going to bling it up just a wee bit. Thank you, Gail. It's also a really easy card. So you can see where there are like would-be berries in here, right? So I can put some of these little gems right over those little berries. I mean, like if you want, you can, let me just dump some out here. If you want, you could color those in, you know, in a red or something if I'd wanted to. But I like the idea of putting the gems on them. There's one. I want some really little, teeny tiny little gems. Where's the really little ones? The little ones are, here's another little one. Come on, you. What's nice about this glue is even though it's white, it dries clear. So that's really nice. And I'll put one over here. You don't have to cover them all if you don't want to. It's totally up to you. You know what? I have another one of these tools over here. There you go. I don't want to get my fingers in there. There we go. And then I'm going to do one more. And I'll just put it right here. Let's see, do I have another little baby gem? There's one. There you go. Look how pretty. So pretty. I'm going to put some here and then up here as well. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Of course, I chose to use the tiniest of gems, right? The littlest ones. Oh my goodness, it's like a little frustrating game. And let's get another one. So it's like a game of patience, which I normally would not pass. There we go. And how about one more here? Oopsie daisy. And then I know there aren't any up here, but I'm going to add. I'm going to put like one here, and one there. Just for a little balance. Come on, you little bugger. Flip over. My God, it's like a weeble. We should do a giveaway while we're doing this. While people are watching this. We're going to give away, you know what, we've been giving away money. So why don't we just stick with that right now? We'll give away money.
Angie's money?
All right, yeah.
Or a gift certificate or...
I want everybody to raise their hand. Give us a hand. Give us a wave. Okay. If you want to get in the running for some money to use in the store, give us a wave. And if you don't know how to use find the little hand that says wave, just type wave. Pick me is good too. We'll go with pick me. Pick me works.
So you implied money. Did you say money to the store?
Yeah, I said money to the store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, money to use in the store. That's what I said.
Okay.
I'm going to do one more because I have 4 here, 3. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do a kind of out of sorts, like over here. Yes, this is money to use in the store. Like you're going to get like, we're going to do a $15 for this $15 gift card, so to speak, for the store. There you go. Look how pretty. No, not money to a bar. Money to use at LDRS. So if you want to get yourself one of these bundles, for example, you can put $15 toward that on us. All right. Let's put all these babies away. I need to come up with a tool that will collect the rest of these and put them away for me, other than Alan.
I'm channeling Beavis and Butthead right now.
There you go. Look how pretty. I like it. And I did forget to do one little step that I was going to do, but I don't want to mess it up now. So
I think it looks better the way it is. There was a developing force to trimming the corners, the top corners.
There was, what are you saying? There's a what?
Some people were wanting you to round
Oh,
corners.
use like a corner rounder?
Yeah.
Oh, that would look pretty.
It was not. Diana's going nuts. She wants you to.
What?
She wants you to round the corners. Some
Now,
people say
Angie,
yes.
round the corners. I
Some-
see that.
Some people yes, some people no.
Well, here's what if I had a corner rounder that would give me the same radius as my arch, I would do it. But I don't have one that does the same radius, so I think it would look a little bit odd if it had a different radius to it. But that's just me. I have like the way my mind, the way my brain and my eyes work together, if they don't align, if they're not symmetric, it drives me bonkers. So, if I could do that, then I would.
Concentric.
Okay, are we going to, did you give me a name yet?
Jenny G.
Jenny G. Jenny G, you have won $15 to the LDRS Creative Store. I need you please to send us an email at customerservice@ldrscreative.com and let us know that you won a $15 gift certificate tonight. And we will get that out to you right away. Congratulations! Okay, so I hope you guys like this. I think it turned out really pretty. I'm very happy with it. So just to show you, you want to see what I did originally when I was playing earlier? This was what I did originally when I was playing to give it even more age. Because I come into the studio sometimes, I just kind of mess around. And this is what I was doing when I was messing around. And then I find things about it that I like and that I don't like. And I roughed it up and I made this one look like it was older. And then this one I think is a little more streamlined and clean. So depending on what you want to do. And with the edges here, I used both of the browns. So I used the tea stain and I also used the coffee bean. And I basically just took it with the tea stain and went like this around those edges. And then to darken some of them, I took the coffee and kind of went in like this. And just gave it some age. And so that's how you can do that. It's really easy. So, but yeah, I like the clean as well. I think it's really pretty. This definitely has a, this one has been through it. But again, it's a practice. And if you notice, I put a little more red. I went darker with some of the colors in some of the spots based on what I did and didn't like here. You can see I was doing something different over here that I didn't like with this particular leaf here, so I changed it up. It's practice just to see what looks good. So this is a big flub. So this one is definitely a, unless I had, this is where I might put a sentiment just to cover that, so I didn't have to throw it out. But yeah, so this is where we ended up. Okay, so Mr. Hunt, shall we go ahead back to the front?
I don't know, should we?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining. Again, I'm so sorry about the technical issues that we had earlier, but it looks like we made it through, and I'm so happy you guys were all here. Here is tonight's card. I hope you like this. I think it is so gorgeous. This Happy Holidays, this beautiful wreath with the candle in the middle is one of my favorite designs that we have in this Good Cheer collection. So I hope you guys like it. And know that you can do yours in any colors that you want. If you don't want to have green, wouldn't that be gorgeous? Oh my goodness, this would be so pretty. I should do this. I should do it. And maybe instead of adding that darker brown, adding a plum color, like a beautiful purple, I think would be gorgeous. To get purple in there instead of brown would change the entire look. So there's a lot of different things you can do. If you don't want greens, you could do some beautiful blues in there as well. Try different colors with your candles and just really change it up. Or if you want to foil the whole thing, that would be amazing as well. So pretty. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Again, if you're in the Montreal area, I will be at Scrapbook Central all afternoon tomorrow. And I will also be there all day on Saturday. We're going to be doing a lot of fun things. We're going to have some demos and make and takes and just having a really, really good time. It is National Card Making Day coming up as well, and I will be there for that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. If you guys can make it, if anybody is in the area, again, it's Scrapbook Central. They're near the Montreal airport. So that's going to be really, really fun. Next Thursday, I will actually be on vacation. So I will not be here for a live, and I will miss you, but I probably won't be thinking about this.
You won't be
I'm
thinking
gonna
about
take.
me either,
I
will
won't.
you?
No. I'm going to be in the sun. But we will resume. We will be back 2 weeks from tonight. So have a wonderful evening. Have a fantastic weekend. And I will see you guys in 2 weeks, unless I see you in Montreal over the weekend. Bye, everybody. Have a great night.